Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Breaking, ex-Pittsburgh Steelers second-round pick and Biletnikoff winning receiver looking to make a huge comeback after long-term injury layoff. On the whole, the Pittsburgh Steelers have an excellent track record of drafting wide receivers. In fact, many consider them to be the leading NFL franchise in drafting and developing wideouts over the past 2 decades, and more. What's more impressive, the Steelers haven't spent a first-round draft pick on the receiver position since selecting Santonio Holmes with the number 25 pick back in 2006, nearly 20 years ago. Although Holmes did not exactly become a legend of the game, the Ohio State alum did produce 4 excellent seasons with Pittsburgh, including winning the MVP for Super Bowl 43 in their win over the Arizona Cardinals. In more recent history, the league's joint most decorated franchise, along with the New England Patriots, has hit on day 2, NFL Draft rounds 2 and 3, receivers, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens and Juju Smith-Schuster over the past 6 years, and have just spent a third-round pick on Michigan wide receiver, Roman Wilson, in this past draft. Having not been able to land a spot on an NFL in-season roster since then, many assumed Washington's career to be over, with retirement just a formality at this point. Yet, it seems like this may not be the case, as Jeremy Fowler reports that Washington could be set for somewhat of a revival in 2024. Despite their lack of depth at the position, it seems unlikely at this point that James Washington would seriously consider a move back to the team that drafted him, likely preferring a franchise with a clear Washington-shaped hole in their depth chart, and a more established quarterback at the helm over the Russell Wilson/Justin Fields borderline competition that will inevitably ensue over the course of the 2024 Steelers training camp. Let's hope that Washington is able to get back to his feet and find himself a team that allows him to get back on track and back to making some of the spectacular plays, like this one below, that once made him one of the more promising offensive talents in the NFL half a decade ago. Ex-Steelers star has concerning take on Justin Fields video. A former Pittsburgh Steelers star does not appear too impressed by a new workout video of Justin Fields. James Everett Jr., a trainer who has worked with numerous Steelers players and goes by the moniker Route God, posted video of himself running routes and catching passes from Fields. The highlight reel contained about a dozen passes, though the footage was focused more on Everett than on Fields. Still, the video raised some concerns. A number of fans noted that a lot of Fields' throws came very late in the route. In one instance, Route God seemingly had to wait a second or two for the ball to arrive after running a hook route. The ball had not even left Fields' hand when he cut right on a post route in the first clip. Among those noticing this was Le'Veon Bell, who starred for the Steelers from 2013 to 2017. Bell was quick to point out how late Fields' passes were arriving, and felt the video is telling you a lot. If Fields was releasing his passes that late during game action, it probably would not go well. Bell's concerns are going to be shared by many, and they come on the back of some other reports that suggest Fields' off-season minicamp showings have not been great either. Fields has made it very clear that he intends to try to beat out Russell Wilson for the starting job. If he wants to make that happen, however, he will probably have to be a lot sharper than he looked here. Grade the trade, Steelers pay a desperate price to acquire star WR in mock trade. Brandon Aiyuk has been in trade rumors since this past offseason started. It seems like these trade rumors heat up in waves. He wants a contract extension, but the 49ers only have so much money to work with. They have plenty of other players they will need to pay within the next couple of years, so Aiyuk might not be in their plans. If San Francisco and their star receiver can't find a resolution, then Aiyuk could find himself traded out of town, and Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports listed the Steelers as one potential landing spot. One destination mentioned routinely with Aiyuk has been the Steelers. It has been long rumored for months that Pittsburgh has trade interest in the star receiver. It was even mentioned they could express interest in his 49ers teammate Deebo Samuel at a certain time. A lot of things would still have to develop, but trade rumors flared up again this week. A video call of Aiyuk and Jaden Daniels, his college teammate, was posted on social media. Aiyuk could be heard saying, "They don't want me back." His potential landing with the Steelers makes sense as it could create a formidable tandem between him and George Pickens. It could cost a lot of assets to get him, plus don't forget about the massive contract he will demand. That could put Pickens' future in Pittsburgh on ice. Aiyuk is a fantastic player and someone the team should consider trading for if the opportunity presents itself. BR Gridiron listed 4 different trade proposals from 4 different teams in one of their recent posts surrounding Aiyuk. We know if he is available, his trade market should be nothing short of lucrative. Teams around the NFL are always looking for top receivers to create a dynamic offense. The Steelers were one of the top teams listed, and the trade proposal they came up with provided a hefty price. They would need to have a contract extension put in place before a deal is finalized in this scenario. Not only do the Steelers have to give up their first-round pick in this upcoming draft, but they also have to send Darnell Washington the other way. Giving up a first-round pick might seem like a tall order, but the Steelers have not shied away from doing so to acquire a star player before. That isn't where the main issue lies with this trade proposal, as the club would also have to send a roster player back. Washington is expected to play a big part in the offense led by Arthur Smith this season. For the most part, this mock trade is a fair deal for both the Steelers and 49ers. Pittsburgh can fix their starting receiver problems by acquiring Aiyuk and placing him opposite of Pickens. The 49ers not only get a first-round pick to replace Aiyuk in the upcoming draft, but they also get a quality blocking tight end. The Steelers would prefer to just give up the pick in this scenario, but if this became reality, most fans wouldn't be throwing a fit. It seems like every week you read another rumor about the Steelers regarding any potential receiver option out there. It is no secret that the black and gold want to provide another upgrade at receiver, more specifically at one of their starting spots. We will see if they prefer Roman Wilson in the slot or on the outside during training camp. Depending on where they slot him in, the other starting spot needs an upgrade. Houston, the Texans may have a problem at wide receiver. Sometimes there are great problems to have, and the Texans seem to have a stockpile of quality receivers right now. We will see how the preseason process plays out, but there will be players that become available via trade. The Steelers could target the Texans for a trade to try and upgrade one of their starting receiver spots before the regular season starts. It has been a tough start to John Mechie III's career thus far. He tore his ACL right before the NFL draft process, which caused him to slip out of the first round. He then was diagnosed with cancer before his rookie season even began. It caused him to miss his rookie campaign. Mechie did return last season, but he didn't get many snaps. Untapped potential is the name of the game with Mechie. He was dominant during his career at Alabama and is a former second-round pick from 2 years ago. The Steelers should show trade interest as they could buy low on someone like him and provide another deep threat option on a roster that is missing those attributes. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Aiyuk? Leave your opinion in the comments.